morning, boys and girls. We have a new book today, and the title is What's It Like to Be a Fish? There is a question mark at the end because they are asking you something. What's it like to be a fish? This is a calico goldfish. This is a veil-tail goldfish. Here's a bunch of fish. There's a lake whitefish, common shiners, smallmouth buffalo, coho salmon, and grass pickerel. Fish live in water, in lakes and ponds. Aquariums. There's an angelfish, a hatchetfish, a fantail goldfish, bleeding heart tetra, and a common goldfish. They even live in plastic bags, because if you go to the pet store or someplace to get a fish, they're going to put it in a plastic bag full of water for you to take home. Your pet goldfish can live in a bowl. You can watch the goldfish slip over and under the castle, hide among the water plants, and glide quietly around in their underwater world. A fish's body is just right for living underwater, just as your body is right for living on land. You can swim, but a fish can swim better. A fish's sleek body is the perfect shape for swimming. Fins stick out from the fish's body. They help the fish to swim. A goldfish's tail fin pushes it through the water. 6 other fins steer or stop it. 6 other fins steady, steer, or stop it. So they either help the fish stay steady and smooth, or they can help it steer, or they can completely stop it. Alright, so here's a fin, the caudal tail fin, the dorsal fin, the pectoral fin, the pelvic fin, and the anal fin. So it has 6 fins. Most fish have skin that is covered with scales. Scales help the fish to swim too. The scales are hard and clear. They overlap like shingles on a roof. The smooth, slick scales let fish slide easily through the water. A clear slime covers the scales. It helps the fish glide through the water too. Scales and slime also help to keep a fish healthy. The stiff scales protect a fish's delicate skin from cuts and scrapes. Many germs in the water get stuck in a fish's slime coating and are washed away before they make the fish sick. Both scales and slime keep water from seeping into the fish's skin. When fish swim, they swing their tail fins back and forth and wave their other fins. They look as though they are flying through the water. Here's some pictures to show you. It might go up and down and come back up out of the water. If you watch your goldfish, you'll see that they open and close their mouths all day and all night. They look as if they're drinking water, but they're not. They're breathing. You breathe all day and all night too, but you can't breathe underwater the way fish do. Fish breathe with their gills. You breathe with your lungs. You breathe in. Air goes to the lungs inside your body. Your body takes the oxygen that you need from the air. Then you breathe out the parts of the air that you don't need. Fish need oxygen too. There is oxygen in water, just as there is oxygen in air. A goldfish opens its mouth and lets some water in. When the fish closes its mouth, the water flows over the gills inside its body. The fish's body takes the oxygen it needs from the water. After passing over the gills, the water leaves the fish's body through gill openings. For a goldfish, opening and closing its mouth is just like breathing in and out. There's a comet, a black goldfish, a veil tail. Fish need food just as you do, but they eat underwater. At feeding time, watch your goldfish flip their tails. They race to the top of the bowl, snap at their food, and gulp it down. They need only a tiny pinch of fish flakes each day. Good fish flakes are a mixture of ground up flies, fish, shrimp, crab, oats, corn, carrots, and vitamins. So all that stuff is mixed up and they only need just a little bitty pinch of it each day. Fish in the wild do not have someone to feed them every day. Many fish eat tiny plants and animals so small that you need a microscope to see them. Bigger fish feed on worms, crabs, shrimp, and other fish. Usually big fish eat medium-sized fish, and medium-sized fish eat small fish. This is part of what we call the food chain. So this big fish might want this medium-sized fish for dinner. This medium-sized fish would be looking for this small fish. And the small fish is probably just going to have to go over and find some tiny plants. Fish are cold-blooded. This means that their body temperature matches the temperature of the water around them. Be sure to place your goldfish bowl in a spot where the temperature will stay a steady 65 to 72 degrees Fahrenheit. This is the temperature fish need to be able to stay healthy. You are warm-blooded. When you are healthy, your body temperature is about 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Your body stays this temperature by itself, whether the air around you is hot or cold. Sometimes goldfish swish their tails and zip around the bowl. Other times they look as if they've stopped moving, but they haven't. Their fins are always moving, even when they rest. Fish don't sleep as you do. They rest by moving very, very slowly. Fish's eyes are always open. They have no eyelids, so their eyes stay open even when they rest. Fish don't need eyelids as you do, and they don't need tears either. The water keeps their eyes washed. There is usually not enough light underwater to bother the fish's eyes. Be sure not to put your goldfish in the sun because it might be too bright for them. There's an arrowtail, a calico, common goldfish, and a black telescope eye. With a sleek body, fins, scales, slime, and gills, a fish lives as naturally underwater as you do on land. Goldfish swim, breathe, eat, and rest in water. They slip over and under their castle, hide among water plants, and glide quietly around in their underwater world. Then it gives you some directions if you wanted to set up a goldfish. It tells you that you need a bowl, you need to wash some gravel to put at the bottom, put a little bit of water in there. They like to have some plants, maybe a little castle or something to swim in and out of. You have to leave some air at the top. Let your water sit for a day or two before you put the fish in there so it's not too cold. Then if you went to the pet store or a store to get some fish, you always leave the bag in there for a little while, about 15 minutes, to let the fish get used to that new temperature of water. Then you can let your fish out into its new home. Your goldfish, like any pet, depends on you to take care of it. It's a good idea to study about fish before you get one. All right, boys and girls, let's look at our paper for today. All right, here is your work for today. What's it like to be a fish? What do fish eat? You've just got a big empty box in there. Be sure to put your name on your paper somewhere. Then they want you to draw a picture that shows some fish and something that the fish might eat. So think about it. We talked about what big fish like to eat. We talked about what medium-sized fish like to eat. And we talked about what is left for the small fish to eat. So think about what kind of fish you want to draw. Then after you draw your fish, show me what it would eat. All right, boys and girls, if you'd like to, you can take a picture of your paper and send it to me so I can see it before you bring it back to school. If you have any questions, let me know.